collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the DX Gavv phone from Kamen Rider Gavv. So it looks like you get the phone here, you get the little Faiz Gochizou, which is kind of random. I mean, I get it, you know, Faiz had a phone changer, and so he's always kind of been linked to a phone, but, you know, the Rider Gochozou don't show up in the show at all, so just kind of random that he's tossed in here. But here is the front of the packaging. You got Gavv over here, you have our three human characters untransformed. You have the Gavv phone. Over here on the side just shows the phone and the Faiz Gochizou. Over here again just showing you the contents of the box being those two things. And it looks like 3 LR44 watch batteries are included, so you don't have to provide your own batteries, which is always nice. And then up here just kind of showing you some of the phrases from the three characters that we're going to get. And then it talks about the different Gochozou. So I don't know if this is a full reader or not. I guess we'll find out what happens. We'll try out a bunch of different ones. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm going to get everything out of the box here and we'll take a closer look. Okay, so here is everything you get in the packaging. Of course, we have the Gavv phone itself and we have our Faiz Gochizou. We'll take a look at this real quick just to kind of put this to the side. But here we go. Here is Faiz, looking pretty good. Got the driver here. Otherwise, it is done in black. And because it is a early Heisei rider, it is that kind of Fuamalo style Gochizou where the little lid pops open. So you can see that there. I think with this one I have all the riders except Drive. I'm still waiting on Drive. We'll see how that goes, but I think that's the only one I don't have at this point. So very happy to get Faiz. He looks pretty good. But let's move on to the Gavv phone itself. It's very basic in terms of design. You know, it is a big red piece of plastic, has a little bit of silver metallic paint here around the reader. You know, it's made to look like the Henshin Belt Gavv, so it's got that going on. It's got a sticker here, but none of these are actual buttons. This is just a sticker. Over here on the back, you have the speaker. You have the battery compartment. When you take it out of the box, you pull the little tab out. The batteries are already in there. But if you would ever need to change them, you just depress this little piece right here, and the panel will slide off, and then you can get at the batteries. And there's a little reset button right there. When I pulled the tab out, it did not say its name or make any kind of a sound. So it's just, this is what it is. But yeah, very basic. Doesn't move or flip open or anything like that. It is just a red rectangle with a large button here at the bottom. So it is going to cycle through some phrases. We'll do, first it goes through, I think, 10 phrases for Gavv. Then there are maybe 7 phrases for Valen. And then I think Sachika-san has like 5 or 6, something like that. But the phone will ring each time it's about to switch through. So we'll go ahead and get started. Just keep hitting the button. So it's kind of a shame that the speaker's on the back. I mean, I don't know where else they would put it, but it makes it a little difficult to hear. But you heard the first phrase there. Alright, so that was all of Shoma's phrases. Now we're going to Hanto or Valen's. And now we're into Sachika-san. And then we're back around. So I think Shoma has 10 phrases. I think Hanto has either 7 or 8. Either Hanto and Sachika have 7 each, or maybe he has 8, she has 6, something like that. But it's 24 phrases total, and you just keep hitting that button. You know, it'll do the ring, then you go through all that character's phrases, it'll ring again, you hit the answer and go through, and that's really it. That's all that it does on its own. Just goes through those 24 phrases over and over again. But as it turns out, this is a full-on reader. So this has like one unique sound for everything. Like you pop it in, it'll say its name, and then Shoma will say some phrase about it. I can't go through every single Gochizou we've gotten up until this point, but I will pick a few and we'll test it out. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. So it really does work best if you keep it on a flat surface, but the problem with that is the speakers underneath. So we'll try it out, and if I have to lift it, we'll go from there, but we'll try it out like this. We'll start with Faiz, of course, because it comes with Faiz. I guess I can lift it up after. So it's kind of weird. They don't click in. It's not like the Henshin belt or any of the other devices where it actually clicks in. You just kind of like push it in so it reads it, and then you can lift it out right away. You don't have to leave it in there. So I'll do my best to kind of like drop it in and then take it out so you can, and then point the speaker towards the screen. So we'll try this one more time. So with the Legend Riders, Shoma doesn't actually say the phrase, it just says the name of the rider, and then it says a phrase after that. So that was Faiz. Just to demonstrate that, the only other one I have handy, this is Daybreak. It's going to say Gachard, but at least we can hear what it says for Gachard. So there you go. Now the ones that the instructions suggest are Popping Gummy, Kicking Gummy, Fuomalo, and Zaku Chips. But it can read everything. It just, I don't know why it suggests those 4. I guess because those were the early on ones. But we'll go ahead and we'll do these 4 here. Yeah, sometimes if you don't have it lined up, you'll hear that error sound. I love the Zaku Chips voice. That's fantastic. So yeah, just a couple of those. Like I said, it'll say the name, and then he says one phrase about it. Unless it's a Legend Rider, then some other voice says the phrase. But I wanted to bring in a couple other random ones, just ones I thought would be fun to kind of test its limits here. So we'll pop in Chakodon just to hear what it says about that. And then next up, we'll try Cake. And then just for a couple random, little bit more obscure ones or super new ones just to test its range, I have the Fishing Gummy. And then we gotta try the Pudding Cups. So he says the same phrase for both of the pudding cups. It will say their individual names, but the phrase he says is the same for both. But yeah, pretty cool. Like I said, I mean, this could be a 30-minute video going through every single one of them, but it's actually neat that it has a full reader and it can really detect everything. Like I said, some of the phrases he says might be repeated, but it will actually say the name of all of them. So I was not expecting this to have a full reader, but that's actually really cool. And before we finish up, of course, we have to try Faiz out in all of our different henshin devices and other roleplay accessories, because he's going to have new sounds in all of them. So first up for the henshin belt Gavv. That's really fun. I love the way it says standby, complete, and then the way the Gochozou sings like the riff instead of just playing the riff. It's the Gochozou kind of being like doo 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 doo. I just think that's a lot of fun. Up next, we'll try it in the Valen Buster. And lastly, in the Gavv Blade. So I actually think this is a really fun release. I didn't remember that it had a full reader. I probably did know it at one point because I'm sure we've known about it for a while, but I just personally didn't remember. And when I was getting ready to do this video and I popped it out of the box and went through the instructions and it said just to try, you know, those 4, I was like, oh, okay, so it's got phrases for specific ones. That makes sense. But then I just, you know, on a whim, tried some other ones, and no, it's a full reader, and I think that's really, really cool. You know, in terms of what it looks like, it's very basic. You know, the sticker, the buttons on the screen are not real. It just has the one button here, and you can just cycle through 24 phrases just by repeatedly hitting that big pink button. But then again, it does have that full reader, so you can get out all the Gochozou you've collected so far and try them out and hear all the different phrases, and I think that's really cool. Plus, you got your Faiz Gochizou in the mix. Definitely one needed for the collection, so very happy to get that. And honestly, I don't remember this being a very expensive release. I can't off the top of my head remember exactly what it cost, but I feel like it was somewhere in the area of $20. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's right. Feel free to correct me in the comments below. But I feel like, honestly, if you're just looking for something that has a full reader and you're trying to get away as cheap as possible, maybe you can't afford the belt or the Valen Buster or anything like that, this could be a nice, fun alternative. It gives you an excuse to collect all the Gochozou, and it has something that can read them all, and it's not super expensive. So I think this is a really nice release. Definitely glad I picked it up. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.